Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, closing in on the 50,000 mark. Lufthansa is an airline rich in history. Its origins date back over a century when it actually existed, not quite as Lufthansa, but as something a tiny bit different. Its development since then has been fascinating to watch, at least for the time I've been alive, but not looking today at its history, more so where Lufthansa is now. And what are some key elements, from fleet to alliances to its network? Let me provide you with that overview, if you require it. If not, feel free to switch off. Currently, Lufthansa boasts a significant fleet, and that's where I want to start, with several key aircraft types. Whether it is a narrow or a wide body, it has a purpose. At the time of recording, the airline has 290 active aircraft, with 35 jets listed as parked, bringing a total of 325 units. The airline relies heavily on the A320 family of aircraft, with upwards from the A319 to the A321 featuring. In this category of aircraft, not only do you have the previous generation A320ceo family, but also the newly delivered A320neo family, with the efficiency boosting finances, range capabilities, comfort levels, and much more for the airline. Present currently in the airline are also larger aircraft types such as the A340, A380, and even the 747, whether that be the Dash 400 or more just simply the Dash 8, which is the new generation version. Lufthansa remains today one of the very last airlines to be flying so many of these quad-engined planes. And while these aircraft were seemingly dead and buried during the pandemic, the rapid return of demand presented new opportunities for these planes. Why was this? Well, they needed a plane sooner rather than later to address the demand, but also Lufthansa were massively struggling to acquire next-generation jets. The Lufthansa fleet extends through its CRJ, and its Lufthansa Cargo division needs to be mentioned. The division has developed strongly over the years to boost its connectivity worldwide and provide another revenue stream. The company uses A321 P2Fs up towards the much larger 777F. Lufthansa's route network is also something that is very much global. They don't say focus on one market, they look to expand their horizons whenever possible. However, it is the use of the future city airlines and current regional service that have allowed it to really expand into more niche markets. It doesn't stop just there. Expanding globally sees it as far as Los Angeles with your long-haul aircraft. Their presence in so many corners can be felt. Its hubs when in Germany include Frankfurt and Munich, but it shouldn't stop there. These serve as not only very important gateways into Europe, but also for international services, with a focus on locations in Asia, Africa, the Middle East, and like I said, North America. That transatlantic focus is huge, with growth occurring each year, whether that be through the upgauging of flights, new routes, or potentially aircraft switches that add capacity. Lufthansa are always finding ways to optimize their network to the best of their ability. Lufthansa also doesn't really limit itself to just one type of travel demographic, if you will. Its routes and general business aim to benefit business travelers or those traveling for leisure, and every reason in between. I'm just generalizing the two that are most frequently used. While the airline looks to launch services that can boost trade ties, whether it be to China or Africa, it does focus on other locations for different reasons, with each route probably benefiting one market or the other. As more aircraft arrive, and obviously the range limitations and pressures on existing planes aren't as much of a problem, the airline will definitely be looking to venture into new markets, where it believes at least there's pent-up demand and it can access some of the market share that is there for the taking. Movements in the industry such as these present many exciting possibilities to document long into the future, and is why it is such a fascinating industry to follow. It truly never sleeps and is always forward-thinking. One of the fantastic elements of Lufthansa that has to be mentioned is its relationship with the Star Alliance, one of the world's leading airline alliances that was established in 1997, so the relationship traces back to before the turn of the 21st century. The ability to intertwine with several other leading airlines benefits customers and even the airline itself, and is a major talking point when it comes to booking travel and people traveling in, say, upper classes, enjoying what other airlines have to offer at airports right around the world. Since the Star Alliance conception, and really just generally many others, they have provided fantastic access to markets right around the world. The limitations aren't there, because in the case of Lufthansa, let's say they can't reach a destination with their own aircraft, this might not necessarily be because of range, but maybe it's just not popular enough for them to be serving with their own aircraft. Well, thanks to the Star Alliance and various other codeshare agreements, these foster onward connectivity and allow for maximum efficiency and ease when traveling around the world for your passengers. Star Alliance isn't the only other important part of Lufthansa worth covering. It's part also of an aviation group. Lufthansa Group encompasses several airlines, such as Austrian, Swiss, Brussels, Eurowings, and all the derivatives of Lufthansa that I've mentioned, with the group dating decades and serving as an essential foundation to the European airspace. Each airline with its own business model has been able to foster new relationships as the years have progressed. Not only have we seen the portfolio of airlines that are present establish themselves as true leaders in their own respective country, but the group has also looked to acquire more airlines over time to really establish itself as a core player in the European scene and rival that of the international airlines group that we see the likes of British Airways, Aer Lingus, and Iberia call home. Very soon, you'll have the Air France KLM group acquiring SAS. At least that's what their plan is. So you can see a bit of a love triangle emerging in Europe. That is also not including other significant groups that are present. I'm just focusing on what would be mainly considered the big three. Additionally, though, the group structure enables collaboration on many initiatives. This could be fleet renewal to the upcoming sustainability efforts that we know are a big focus. Also, passenger experience enhancements are all worked together through the group. Ultimately, what do these do? Well, likely they'll have positive ramifications for the airline in question that can lean on the fantastic services offered within the group to enhance its own position. Nowadays, Lufthansa continues to attempt to be a leader within the industry. While this obviously presents challenges, the airline is looking towards launching City Airlines, a new division as part of the Lufthansa Group. What is the purpose of this? Well, it's aimed to feed traffic using narrow bodies from popular European cities to Lufthansa's hubs in Germany of Frankfurt and Munich. Then they essentially want you to board a mainline Lufthansa service, that being, say, a wide body, and flying onwards to more international destinations. In the near term as well, the airline will be in close communication with leading aircraft manufacturers, as it is one of the airlines that is battling ongoing delays and much more in the acquisition of next-generation aircraft. Not only should these planes elevate the flying experience, but they will allow for the retirement of existing aircraft that are currently being kept on longer than maybe the airline would have ideally liked. There are further exciting projects and airline acquisitions that relate more to the broader group that are ongoing. Their ultimate impact will still be felt on Lufthansa despite being an airline within the group. And that's the company. If you would like me to take a look maybe at some of the problems at Lufthansa or go deep into their history, I'd gladly do so. You can let me know down below in the comments, but just generally, like the whole purpose of this video, what are your thoughts on the company? Maybe it's the service levels that have dropped off, maybe it's the onboard product. You can let me know down below in the comments. Thank you very much for your support here on the channel. Do take care and do also be safe. I will see you in a couple of days for your latest aviation analysis. And we'll fly.